Hello Starlets, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my vlog. My hair again is blending in with the blanket behind me. This is officially week 9 of the Oxygen Challenge. I'm doing pretty well. Here's the thing, I'm on lower carb and I feel like I'm doing okay, but then when I actually sit down to talk to you to film, I'm usually exhausted. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I am so tired, and you guys are probably thinking like, oh, she's not doing that well, but I'm actually doing pretty well on the lower carb. It's difficult at first, but I do feel like my body adjusts to it, and I do feel like my body in particular just responds really well to lower carb. I feel less bloated all around. Just as much as like I love carbohydrates and like they comfort me and give me energy, I do feel like lower carb just is better for my body. Like my body just feels lighter and just less weighed down when I have lower carb, if that makes any sense. I did have a request for my macros, like how I'm figuring out my macros, and I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter what my macros are because everybody's body is different, and you know, it depends a lot on like height, weight, activity level. I mean, what my macros are really, they don't mean anything to anybody else other than myself. But I can tell you generally how in this program, I don't know why the sun all of a sudden got so bright. It's like my hair's on fire. I can kind of tell you generally how we figured out our macros. Basically, if I can remember the math. For this part of the program, it was a little bit different for the first part of the program. For this part of the program, which we're doing a little bit lower carb, we're kind of basing it on our goal body weight. Our goal body weight times 1. So basically what our goal body weight is, that's how many grams of protein we're doing. And then for this part of the program, our goal carbohydrates is our goal weight times 0.75. And the rest of our calories, which we are cutting down our calories a little bit, but the rest of our calories are just coming from fats. I don't count my, wow, this is getting really distracting. Okay, there we go. I don't count my fats as closely as I count my protein and my carbohydrates. So I might be getting a little bit more fat in my diet than normal, but that is gonna keep me full. And I do try to make sure that I'm eating healthy fats. So when I say fats, I'm not eating like a candy bar. I'm actually trying to get, like I cook with olive oil and stuff like that. That works for me in my body. The reason I count carbohydrates is because that's the thing I'm most likely to go over, because that's what I tend to enjoy eating the most. And when it comes to protein, I carefully count my protein mainly to make sure I get enough, because I don't tend to choose foods that are high in protein. One thing I will say, and for my vegan viewers, cover your ears, I have incorporated more dairy into my diet again, which I had pretty much cut out. And I feel like it's kind of a toss-up because I do feel like my allergies are a little bit worse this season than normal. And I do feel like my seasonal allergies had pretty much disappeared when I gave up dairy. The only thing is that it's really hard for me to find low-carb, high-protein foods that I can eat. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I can't, like, I don't hate chicken. I prefer it fried, which is bad, but I can only eat so much of it before it just literally turns my stomach. And for the first part of the program, I was eating more chicken, and it literally got to the point where it was like, I was almost like gagging on it. I couldn't handle it. That's just me. I mean, some people can eat, you know, a piece of grilled chicken every day, and that works fine. For me, I just can't. I can't do that. So I'm actually thinking about next week, maybe, if I can. I won't be able to like do a whole detailed like recipe for each, but maybe doing like a vlog with a little bit like what I do for dinners every night and doing it that way. So I think today's Wednesday, so it would really make sense to start it this week, but maybe next week doing something like, you know, my low carb dinners for the week or something. Thumbs up if you want to see that. So yeah, I'm doing well, and I'm gonna be weighing myself Friday. I've been weighing myself Friday morning. I don't know why. I sort of weigh and measure. I mean, I don't really think it matters what day you do it. I think it just matters that you're consistent. Like, you want to generally weigh yourself at the same, you know, day and time each week, because your weight will fluctuate throughout the week. So I feel like doing it weekly at the same time, I prefer to do it, of course, when I first wake up in the morning, because that's when you get the best results. But that is going to give you a more consistent view. You don't want to weigh yourself every single day, because you're just going to see too much weight fluctuation. I feel like some places have said like, oh, weigh yourself once a month. That's not necessarily bad, but if you're trying to see results, I feel like you want to do it a little bit more often to kind of see what's working and what's not. If you go a whole month, it's like, oh, then you've just gone a month and you don't really know if what you're doing is seeing results or not. Granted, the number on the scale is not the only determining factor as to whether or not you're seeing results. I just, you know, it's just sort of a baseline. So yeah, I actually did want to talk to you guys a little bit about, because I'm doing all these workouts from home. You can do them at the gym or not. It totally, you know, depends on you. But I kind of wanted to show you a little bit of the like accessories, fitness accessories I have for working out at home. They're optional. I mean, obviously, if you're going to work out with weights, you want some weights, but a lot of the stuff is just stuff that I decided to add to my routine, and so I thought I'd throw it in. We do have a section of our basement that is supposed to be our workout space, but it doesn't get cleaned that often because none of us have time, and like that part of the basement is kind of cleaned out, but we have other parts of the basement that are just an absolute disaster. So it's just like, it's because those aren't being clean, it's just like it's too hard to keep that area clean. So like I'll go down there once in a while, but not that often, and our television down there actually stopped working. It's so old. It's an old tube TV. That's how bad it is. Like it's probably older than most of the people that are on YouTube. So that kind of stopped working. We actually have a new TV to set up down there that we bought a few years ago, and we just never bothered to set it up. So I don't tend to work out in that area because it's just that there's only like a tiny little basement window. There's not much like light down there. It's just kind of, I don't know. I just don't really like being down there that much. So I will occasionally work out down there, but not most of the time. So during this challenge, my mother's kind of been putting up with the fact that like my weights and stuff are kind of strewn about her living room area. She's humoring me. But, you know, is what it is. So I just thought I would show you some of the things that I have that I've been using, you know, to work out from home, and let you know how I like them, if I recommend them. So if you want to see some of my home gym equipment, then just keep watching. To start with, I have my barbells here. This actually, I believe I got from Dick's. I'm going to leave a link to everything in the description box below. These go up to 100. They have these little clips. These are like the pain. I hate switching weights. I absolutely despise changing weights. I mean, adjustable weights are so convenient, but I just hate changing them. And I got this pad here because I was planning on lifting this up and putting it on my shoulders, so that's why I got it. But here's the thing. Everyone in my family thinks that I'm not strong enough to actually lift it on my shoulders, and they've all convinced me that it's not safe for me to be lifting it up on my shoulders, that I need one of those like racks in order to do it. And so I haven't bought a rack yet because I don't know where to put it, because I don't want to put it here in the living room. I just haven't been putting it on my shoulders. I've been using them for like deadlifts and stuff like that. I know the proper way to put a barbell on my shoulders, but I figured I'll humor everyone in my family and just let them think that I can't handle it. I'll bow to this one, but eventually I'm gonna have to get like a rack to put it on so that I can actually like put it on my shoulders. But anyway, I have the pad on the barbells. It actually works because I've been using those for like hip thrusts, and the pad on them actually helps when I do hip thrusts with them. I got me a exercise ball. These are always good to have. They do take up a lot of space, but you can do so many exercises on these that these are a really good investment. The barbells I feel like are optional. It's only if you feel like you need heavier weight than what you can do in like a dumbbell. But I definitely recommend if you're gonna work out at home that you get one of these balls here. These adjustable weights, I don't love these. I mean, I'm just not really a fan, but I use them. They're actually my husband's. He doesn't really use them that much, and so I've kind of confiscated them, but they're adjustable. I just feel like they're kind of clunky, and I like coated weights because they're easier on my hands, but I didn't want to actually keep investing in heavier and heavier weights, so I just kind of stole these because I had them. Another thing that I have, which the lighting isn't great in here, but this is actually like a pull-up bar. My dad has these in several doorways in the house because, I don't know, he used to be in the military, and so he He's convinced that you need to have pull-up bars like everywhere in the house. He doesn't do pull-ups. He hasn't done them in ages, but we have them, so it's kind of a benefit to have them. I cannot actually do a pull-up on my own, but I'm actually, so I'm not doing pull-ups in this particular section of the challenge, but I think I might try to work on doing one soon. And one thing I got, which I actually learned from, I think it was like Fit with Wit, love her channel, but actually these bands, which I'll show you. These bands right here, I have a couple different thicknesses, and there's actually some tricks you can use to make these, like you kind of loop them around the pull-up bar, and these turn into like basically assisted pull-ups. You know, if you have a spare doorway, grab some bands, throw up a pull-up bar, and practice your pull-ups. Yeah, I'm gonna start working on my pull-ups soon, so look out, shoulders. Another set of bands, these are just 2 of them. They came in a set of more. I'm gonna link both of these sets of bands. I got them on Amazon. I'm gonna link them below. These are great for like putting around your legs, for doing all kinds of exercises, either making weighted exercises harder or just for glute activation and stuff. These are great. These were a great investment. I really have been enjoying these. Of course, you need some weights. These dumbbells, these are my heavier side. I have some lighter ones. I like the coated ones, even though they're not adjustable, so it's kind of a pain because you have to keep buying more. I just find these so much more comfortable to use. They're easier on my hands. These are 10 and 15s. I have like 8s, 5s, and 3s, and that's about as high up as I go. I do have some kettlebells. I didn't actually take them out for this video. I have like a 20-pound, I think, kettlebell lying around somewhere, but I don't use it quite as often as I used to, so. Obviously for yoga and stretching, I have this towel. I don't remember where I picked this up, like Bed Bath & Beyond or something like that. Just a spare towel to have. I don't use this as a towel, actually. I use this sometimes as like an arm extender to like do stretches and stuff like that. So I just kind of have this around. I don't use my yoga block all that often. I do yoga stretches. Sometimes it's nice to have it around, but I don't use it all that often. I love my yoga mat. I use this for stretching. I actually get, if you can see this, it's like extra thick. Some of them are really thin. I like the extra thick ones because they give my knees more support and more padding on the knees. So I like the extra thick yoga mats as opposed to the thinner ones. If you are going to take a yoga class, they are like heavier and harder to transport around, but I just find they're just so much easier on my joints. Foam roller. I actually think I need to invest in a new foam roller. This one is getting a little soft for me, and I think I need to get a firmer one, but I definitely recommend a foam roller. I'm like addicted to mine now. I mentioned actually in my last video that I have been using these gloves. I bought these for pull-ups because I have like weak, tiny little hands, and so I bought these for pull-ups, but I've actually been using these for weights because they just add a little bit more of a grip to the weight because my lower body can handle more weight than my upper body can. So when I'm holding weights to do like squats, lunges, and stuff, it's really hard on my hands and wrists. So this has helped. And also these straps, which I mentioned these in my last video. I'll link, you know, these below. These actually, I was so skeptical on these weightlifting straps. I'd heard a lot of people rave about them, but I was like, I don't know if they're gonna work. I didn't get it. I didn't know. I actually had to like search for instructions on how to use them. Ever since I started using them, they are just, I'm obsessed with them. And when I do anything, I'd say anything heavier than 15s, I put these on because they're just, they make things so easier. So if you have like weak hands and wrists like I do, these are a must. To be honest with you, I have these, these are ankle weights, which I really like for like leg exercises and stuff. I have no idea where these even came from. I think these were my parents that they just had lying around, and I've confiscated them from my own. They haven't asked for them, so I haven't given them back, but no idea where they came from. But they're basically your standard ankle weights. These, I believe, are like, they're 5 pounds total, so they're like 2.5 each, and then these are 5 pounds each. Sometimes I'll actually double up and wear this on one leg and this on the other leg, because sometimes you gotta go crazy. And that's basically my home gym stuff. I mean, honestly, other than weights, which you obviously need, or even the bands can kind of work if you're a beginner, but if you're not like a complete beginner, you definitely want weights of some kind. Everything else is kind of optional. It's just, I wanted to mention to you like what I've been kind of collecting since the challenge started, because, you know, been kind of creating my own home gym. So that's what I use. Hey guys, so today is Friday, And today, technically, I did leg day. I don't know why. I turn on the camera. I'm like, fine. And then I turn on the camera and then my energy, like, I think it's because I actually like sit down to talk to you. My energy level just goes, shoot. I did a leg day today, which, I don't know, I've gone through all my workouts. I haven't skipped a workout. But I do have to admit, this morning, I was just like, my heart wasn't in it. Like, I was kind of just like going through the motions, which for exercise isn't the end of the world, as long as you're going through the motions. But, I don't know, I've just been kind of down this week, which I think is probably just like stress and different stuff. And I know this is probably TMI, but I'm PMSing, so I actually didn't drop any weight this week, which I was so good about everything that I'm kind of like, but you know, I know I'm probably retaining water, so I can't really complain too much. Hopefully next week. Next week starts, like today technically was supposed to be like, if I'm following the challenge exactly, technically this would have been my last lifting day. I'm still gonna do 30-minute steady state cardio probably tomorrow, if not Sunday, depending on how the weekend goes. But one of those 2 days I'll do 30-minute steady state cardio. And then technically the last 3 weeks of the challenge, I can't believe there's only 3 weeks of the challenge left. We're mostly doing like sort of cardio, abs, like that kind of stuff. But Jamie, our trainer, has kind of said that we can add in some lifting days, and she's given us some suggestions. And I think I'm gonna still do that because, I don't know, I didn't grow my booty as much as I wanted to grow my booty. It takes time. I mean, you know, it's not gonna happen overnight. Yeah, I'm gonna add in a few more like weights, because even though you're doing a lot of cardio and you're eating less carbs, you're probably not going to build as much muscle. It just might help retain some of the muscle that I have built. So that's what I'm hoping. I don't know. I think part of it is like my hormone levels and stuff like that being like making me down. I'm also feeling like, I know I've made progress, but I'm still feeling like kind of fluffy, I guess you would say. Like I've still got a lot of extra body fat. In fact, I know that like my scale, like the body fat calculations are not all that accurate, but they haven't really reduced much. And I'm like, I feel like I've built a lot of muscle, even though I haven't gained weight, but I haven't lost any weight. I was kind of hoping that my body fat would at least reduce a little, and I don't know, it just kind of hasn't. So I've been feeling a little, I don't know, just kind of about it this week. So I have 3 weeks to sort of power through. So I'm gonna end this vlog here so I can get this edited so it can be up on time. And because I'm really just I'm probably gonna do some yoga over the weekend and then do some like 30-minute steady state cardio. So I'll check in with you guys next week. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to see like in the last 3 weeks in the last 3 weeks of this fitness challenge, also like stuff you want to see, my cool sculpting review will probably be coming up relatively soon, because in just a few weeks I'll be going for like my final evaluation of that. I'll probably have a video for that up soon. So any questions about that, let me know, leave those in the comment section below. Also kind of what you want to see. I feel like I want to continue with having Monday be like Monday motivation, Starlet shape, like be more health and fitness oriented, and keeping like Wednesday beauty and maybe keeping like Friday fashion or so. I don't know, like I'm playing around with that idea in my head of mixing it up instead of just doing all beauty videos, even though I know beauty is really where my heart is and that's what most people have come to my channel to see. But I am still experimenting with beauty and makeup, but I'm getting so much more into fitness that I feel like I wanna produce more fitness type content. So let me know what you think about that, or anything you want to see, maybe even stuff you want to see after the challenge, things like that. So let me know, leave those in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. A while back, I was suffering from anxiety and depression, and I truly believe that beauty and makeup and health and fitness and fashion and style saved my life, and I believe it can save yours too. So if you want to join my Starlet squad, be sure you hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on all my social media channels. The links will all be in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.